The story of Cassini is a modern epic of exploration. For 13 years, this robotic emissary circled Saturn, our eyes and ears nearly 1 billion miles from home. Cassini wasn't just a spacecraft, it was proof of our relentless desire to know what lies beyond. It revealed Saturn's gigantic hurricanes, storms larger than Earth, and showed us the rings were a swirling blizzard of icy particles, not solid bands. Cassini discovered new moons, tiny shepherds sculpting the rings, and unveiled the gravitational dance of Saturn's system. Titan, shrouded in orange haze, was found to have lakes and rivers, not of water but liquid methane and ethane. Enceladus, a small icy moon, erupted plumes of water vapor. Cassini tasted salt and organic molecules, the ingredients for life. In 2017, with fuel nearly gone, Cassini began its grand finale 22 daring dives between Saturn and its rings, gathering data no probe had ever collected. Its final act was a plunge into Saturn's atmosphere, protecting moons like Titan and Enceladus from contamination. On September 15, 2017, Cassini became a meteor in Saturn's sky, ending its mission in a blaze of discovery. We thought its story was over, we believed we had heard its last word. But Saturn and Cassini had one more secret to share. The real mystery was just beginning. Cassini's legacy seemed complete, a treasure trove of data, a closed chapter in planetary science. Its final transmissions were archived, considered a straightforward record of Saturn's atmosphere. Then, in 2025, a new tool emerged. Quantum artificial intelligence able to see patterns beyond human or classical computer reach. At JPL, a team ran a quantum AI algorithm on Cassini's grand finale data, just to test the technology. The AI sifted through the chaotic final signals, expecting only noise from a dying probe. But it flagged something. A faint, recurring signal buried deep within the static. This was no ordinary anomaly, it was a structure hidden in the chaos, invisible to all previous analysis. The AI identified complex mathematical relationships embedded in the data streams. Scientists were baffled, suspecting a glitch or artifact. But every test confirmed the same thing: the patterns were real. They had been waiting, hidden in Cassini's last transmission, for a mind, or a machine, powerful enough to find them. The story of Cassini was not over. It had delivered one final, impossible message, and the world was about to listen. The patterns the quantum AI uncovered were profound, fundamental numbers and shapes that define mathematics itself. Prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, were encoded in Cassini's radio signals, a deeply unnatural occurrence. Nature doesn't count, a planet's atmosphere doesn't do number theory. The AI also found the Fibonacci sequence, not in a seashell or tree, but in the timing of particle impacts on Cassini's detectors. Even the golden ratio, phi, appeared in the relationships between magnetic fields and plasma waves. These weren't just patterns, they were the hallmarks of order and intelligence. Nature forms spirals, but it doesn't encode the formula for them in radio emissions. The presence of prime numbers felt like a deliberate statement, a universal language of intellect. It was as if something at Saturn was communicating, not with words but with the pure language of mathematics. The universe had written a message, and Cassini was the messenger. The question was, who or what was the author? And what were they trying to say? The mystery deepened as scientists mapped the patterns to Cassini's path. The mathematical signals weren't static, they changed as Cassini moved. Near the rings, prime numbers dominated. Near Enceladus, Fibonacci spirals emerged. This wasn't random noise, it was a responsive system, reacting to Cassini's presence. The data suggested Cassini was flying through a matrix of information, not just empty space. In its final minutes, the patterns grew exponentially complex, as if the source knew time was running out. Simple sequences gave way to fractal geometries and higher mathematics. The signal wasn't fading, it was screaming, trying to impart as much as possible before the end. Was this a message, aimed directly at Cassini? The precision was too great for coincidence. It was as if Saturn itself had noticed our probe, and decided to say hello or goodbye in the only language we might one day understand. The implications were staggering. Cassini's final journey had become a conversation. In its last seconds, Cassini was programmed to send 12 images of Saturn's rings, a final farewell. 11 frames arrived, streaked and blurred by the probe's fiery descent. The 12th frame was different. It wasn't an image, nor static. It was a perfect block of scrambled data. indecipherable yet structured. Decryption failed. Image software rendered nothing. The world's best cryptographers, human and AI, tried every method. The 12th frame resisted all attempts, a masterpiece of cryptographic complexity. It was a lock without a key, a message sealed forever. This unreadable frame became the heart of the mystery. Was it the key to the patterns, the core of the message, or a final cosmic joke? Its silence was louder than any signal. The 12th frame was Cassini's exclamation point, a question that only grew with time. Scientists were left with a riddle, and the world with a haunting silence. Cassini's last word was one we could not read. The Saturn patterns and the 12th frame ignited a firestorm in science. Some claimed it was proof of non-human intelligence, too much for coincidence. Others urged caution, suggesting the patterns were artifacts of advanced analysis or unknown natural phenomena. The debate raged in journals and conferences, captivating the public. But soon a strange quiet fell. Key datasets became restricted, classified under new protocols. Scientists who once spoke freely now offered only vague statements. Rumors spread of non-disclosure agreements and government pressure. The official story settled on natural phenomena, though questions remained. The Saturn mystery faded from headlines, relegated to whispers and conspiracy forums. The silence grew, deeper than before. Cassini's final message was left in the shadows. Today, the Saturn question remains unanswered, hanging in the cosmic void. Cassini's journey ended with a question mark that spans the solar system. Do we accept the patterns as coincidence, a fluke of physics and data analysis? Or do we dare to believe Cassini was received, that something ancient and intelligent chose to reveal itself in mathematics? To believe is to accept we are not alone, that our solar system is stranger than we imagined. In the end, we are left with silence. The silence of authorities, the data, and the 12th frame. Cassini's legacy is twofold. It showed us Saturn's wonders, and perhaps gave us our first glimpse of another mind. Was that glimpse real, or an illusion? We look up at Saturn and wonder, what secrets are you still keeping? The mystery endures, waiting for the next question, and the next answer.